What's up, guys? Welcome to the Dynamo's Brotherhood. My name is Benjamin, and I'm really excited because today is going to be a good episode. But before we jump into this episode and I introduce the person who's with me today, guys, we have four formats of the show. The first one is personal development. And we also have Q&A, so you guys can submit your questions to our Instagram. You can send us a DM to dynamos.brotherhood. We also do trendy internet. That's really funny. We just talk about trendy stuff in Utah and our culture that young people do. We make fun of them. But we also offer a lot of solutions, so it's really cool. And we also do a lot of interviews. I suck at interviewing people, so it's mainly a conversation. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really excited to introduce my really, really good friend, Miss Chloe Tobiasson. How you doing, Chloe?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Chloe, what have you been up to? I'm really excited to have you today. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, anytime. Just kidding.
Tell me, what did you get today? What have you been up to today?
What have I been up today?
Yes.
I have been running around with my head chopped off all day.
With your what?
With my head chopped off today. I just been super busy running back and forth from
Yeah,
everywhere.
what?
Um, well, I went and I helped my dad make some frames and get some orders out that need to be out by Monday.
That's humble.
Yeah, it's humble. I can go and get my hands dirty,
Yeah, that's good.
So, and then after that, I went and signed my dog up for a dog show to win some titles and
Really?
get some points.
This guy?
Actually, Elsie, because Visca's gonna be pregnant at the time,
Really?
so she's not gonna be able to.
So you have to do
compete.
like tricks and like things with the dog or something?
So that's an agility course. An agility course is where they go on some ramps, some jumps, and stuff like that. So we're doing a dog show. So basically, I'm gonna have someone judge my dog and see how worthy she is.
Worthy?
Yeah. So
How the hell do you like?
okay. Sorry. Not
Are
worthy.
you worthy?
Well, no, it's because she's competing against all the other Icelandic sheepdogs, and so we'll move up. And so if I can win, but best of
How
breed,
pure the dog is.
not pure, but like if it has good genetics. So if it
yeah.
has nice legs, a nice body, a nice head, some nice teeth.
So superficial though.
Oh yeah, there's a lot that goes in it. They judge it all the way down to how far their eyes are apart,
And
how
that's one of
well
the
their
problems with
tail
society.
sits. Oh, what?
Everybody's like so superficial, even with dogs.
What are you talking
No,
about?
I'm just kidding.
I'm wanting to breed, so I want everyone to know
No,
and prove how well these dogs
then
are.
if you have puppies with that dog, obviously the
Yeah,
prize goes.
depending on if I can get some
That's fine.
titles and championships and stuff like that, then it makes the worth of them
Okay,
up higher,
that's
worth
sick.
more. So,
Well, Chloe, today is your first podcast that you've ever done before, right?
yep.
You're excited?
Yeah, I'm super
Okay,
excited.
that's sick.
So,
Well, let's jump into this thing. So, for how long have we known each other?
like only 2 years? No.
No, less.
Yeah, maybe like a year and a half.
Like a year and a half.
Yeah, because the last time I met you was not
What
this
do you mean
last
the last time I met?
No, sorry. The first time I met you was not this last December.
It was in
the
December, so
before
December of
that.
2021.
Yeah.
And then you met me, your life changed 100%
Oh my
for
gosh.
sure. And now you're
I'm pretty
such a
sure your life's the one that changed. Because who's speaking on whose podcast now?
yeah, but this podcast.
Yeah, true. That's right.
Anyway, so yeah, guys, Chloe's like literally like my sister. Like we're really really good friends, and we'll tell the people about you, Chloe. Like what do you do, where you going in life, so people can get to know you.
Well, dang. A little bit about me.
Because you're really unique. That's why you're here.
You're right.
You know,
You're right. I'm so unique. I'm a redhead with dreads.
Yeah,
That's
it's
I'm a
insane.
natural
That doesn't
redhead
happen very
with
often,
dreads.
much, yeah. Dude, no, but like real talk, we were talking yesterday with Chloe because most of our audience is a lot of dudes and stuff like that, and we try to have like young role models that can, I mean, we can teach that to like other dudes and stuff like that, but we don't talk to a lot of females. But I wanted to bring you here because I really value your mindset, your skills, where you want to go in life, your goals, and just who you are. And I truly believe if more girls can do what you do, this world will be completely different. I mean that. So, anyway, talk to the people about you, bro. Like, what do you do? What's going on with your life?
What's going on with my life? Well, I'm always sitting there trying to figure out my life, how to better it, what's my next step, what's my next move. But quite frankly, right now I'm just working on me, trying to get my crap together. I'm working for my family, working 2 jobs, trying to buy a house, trying to just have some fun, live my life, get it in order, have a structured life and just a routine.
Yeah.
As of right now, that's all I'm doing.
And your birthday's gonna be on Monday.
Yep. So I turned the big 2-1, 21
21.
on Monday, and
Yeah,
so
you when you're like 17 or something.
no, you literally met me when I was 19.
Yeah, that's true.
19.
That's a joke. Anyways, all right, let's jump into this thing, guys. Today, well, guys and girls. Can't just say guys and girls. We have a really cool topic. We're talking about what are we talking about, Chloe?
Benjamin, I will let you tell the people.
We're talking about girls.
Oh my gosh, really?
See with girls, especially that you've seen. How can we fix that? We're gonna talk about relationships. We're gonna talk about confidence, how to build skills. About there's a lot of girls that they depend on other dudes, so it's just a lot. All right, from everything we discussed today, what do you want to start with? Because I'm really excited. We're gonna talk about stereotypes here in Utah.
Oh yeah, stereotypes are
being
huge.
unique, the entitlement, everything.
I don't know. There's so much to talk about, and we'll see if we even get to all of it.
All right, I'll jump with this question, Chloe.
Yeah, sure.
Because I know that you're kind of like a lone wolf, kind of like me. So why you can't relate to a lot of girls? Let's start with that question first.
Okay, well,
I think that's gonna be a good one.
One of the reasons why I don't relate with a lot of girls is okay. I have quite a few brothers.
First of all, be straight up. We keep it real here.
No, I know. I'm trying to get it figured out. I come from
not sugarcoating, just like straight up.
I know. I don't sugarcoat. Trust me, I'm very straight up.
I know, but just say.
And that is where a lot of people have a lot of problems with.
That's why we get along so well.
Yeah, because I'm very blunt and straightforward, and quite frankly, everyone gets offended. Like nowadays, you breathe and you offend someone. So
they either hate you or love you.
Yeah, majority of the time it's hate for me. So.
Same for me.
No. Wait, what did you ask? Oh, I got spaced.
What's your favorite color? I'm just kidding. Why you can't relate to a lot of girls?
Oh, why you can't?
Yeah.
Because nobody's real anymore, especially girls. I might get a lot of hate for that, but
it's true though.
It's real.
Yeah.
Well, because one of the reasons why they can't be real is because they have no idea who they are. They have no idea what they want to be, who they are, what they're even doing in life. And so when I come along, I know who I am. I know what I want. I know the things that I like. I know the things that I don't like. Some of the problem, and I'm not a people pleaser. Yeah. Quite frankly, if I don't like something, I'm not gonna just pretend like I like it. I'm not gonna get all excited about something that I'm not excited about. And so I can't relate to a lot of girls because I don't get all excited and giddy like your basic Utah Valley girl, where they're just ecstatic and freaking out. And it's just like I can't relate to a whole lot of them, and quite frankly, they don't like when I'm around because it's just like, okay, so why is it excited that we're going to Starbucks? I'm like, I don't understand the hype.
Dude, I don't want to go off on girls, but well, I do want to. But let's offer some solutions for sure. But we gotta address the problem. I feel the same way. It's not that I cannot relate to girls. It's just that I'm kind of tired of the culture here because I truly believe girls are amazing. They have a talent and skills that
they have so much potential.
Like I can't have, for example, the love and compassion and kindness and like maturity and stuff like that. But here, well, I think it's just Utah, kind of like its unique culture. Maybe you go to other places, kind of different.
Unique or basic,
Both basic, unique culture. But it's just like, just to keep it real, I think girls here, they're super superficial. A lot of them. I'm talking about 90%. There's always exceptions, the 10%. But most of them is literally straight up looks. Like you go to the gym and stuff, and he's like the most annoying thing in the world.
Oh yeah.
And it really sucks because like a lot of girls, they just focus on like the way they look, and that's it. There's like most of the time, there's exceptions. I'm generalizing here, but there's no skills, no spiritual stuff, no goals, not anything.
Well,
than
they
just their looks, and they think they can just like they deserve the world just because they're pretty. But I'm like, bro, that was literally God given. You didn't do anything. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I don't care if you're cocky or if you have a big ego. Like, if you earn it, like spiritually, mentally, financially, like physically, there's a lot of things going on. Yeah, do whatever the freak you want. But if it's just looks, like you didn't do anything, and that's like the only thing you have. Me as a dude that I know what I want to do with my life. I know where I want to go. Like, I'm starting a business. I'm working. I'm freaking helping people. My relationship with God is booming. So he's like, a pretty face is not gonna get me like through hell.
right.
Through the hard times. There has to be more. And I truly believe, and I know that there's a lot of girls that they just rely on looks, you know, and it's a really superficial culture. But I mean, it's basically where kind of like where you were going through as well. So
No,
what you
yeah.
were saying, sorry.
Well, no, I 100% agree with everything you've said. Everything just relies on looks. And that really frustrates me because, especially in the gym, everyone just goes in their matching gym sets and all their jewelry and in all their makeup. And quite frankly, when I go and work out, I'm going to work out.
You're gonna
So
sweat.
I am sweating bullets, you know, my face is bright red. Oh, guaranteed. Say, yeah, if I did go on my makeup, that thing's gone. I've already sweated it
Dude,
off.
I've
I've
seen
already
girls that
wiped
they
it
look
off.
freaking orange at the gym. It's like, how can you
Well,
like?
that's your basic Utah look.
Yeah, it's insane.
You go anywhere, you travel anywhere, and you see a bleach blonde chick that's orange, looking like a Cheeto. You know she's from Utah. You already know she's from 100%.
No, I
100%.
I agree. I feel like nobody wants to say it though, but it's
Well,
true.
yeah. Well, because everyone gets offended so easily.
Yeah.
Everyone's becoming people pleasers, and so it's like, oh, I'm not gonna call you out and say, oh my gosh, your fake eyelashes halfway off your eye. It's like, you know, why would I call that out? That's so rude. You know what's rude? Letting someone walk around with their makeup just smudged. Like, it's like, okay, say you're eating food, you're eating food, and it's stuck in your tooth, right? Me, I personally would want someone to let me know,
yeah.
hey, bro, you got some crap in your teeth.
Yeah.
I don't want to be walking around, smiling, looking all cute with some freaking food in my teeth. I'm like, why can't people just be straight up and straightforward?
Yeah.
They think it's gonna hurt you, but quite frankly, it's not.
And I I really value our friendship that we have because you have that mindset and that mentality that is really, I truly believe is really hard to find in girls that think that way. Why do you think that's the thing? Or what made you develop this mentality? It was always like that. Then you kind of like wake up. Did you try to fit in the beginning and then you're like, this is not for me? It's people
Oh,
full of crap or something? Like what
I'm
happened?
gonna be honest. We have all tried to fit in, but are we happy trying to sit there and fit in and be nothing who we truly are? Denying who we are. You're never happy, and so it's just like, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I've tried to fit in. I got so much crap for my natural red hair that I didn't want it anymore. I was so close to dyeing it. I was so close to just.
Really?
Oh yeah. I hated my red hair growing up. I got so much crap for it.
Why?
I don't know. I got bullied so hard in school for my hair. And it was just, but now that I'm older, everybody's wanting my hair. They're like, oh my gosh, is that your natural hair? Your hair is so beautiful,
Because you stand out like with the hair, the dreads, and everything.
Yeah.
Like I respect that a lot because a lot of people, as you said, they just want to be part of the group. They don't want to stand out. They don't want to be different.
Right.
And
They
some,
want to fit in.
yeah,
But the more you try to fit in, the more you stand out. The more
yeah,
you feel uncomfortable
yeah,
in your own skin.
yeah,
It's like, don't get me wrong, I have definitely tried to fit in. I've tried to dress the same, I've tried to have the same standards, I try to do what everybody else is doing, and I feel empty. I feel like I'm stuck in a rut where I can't move, I have nothing going for myself, and it's so draining. I go home exhausted, I'm completely beat, and I just want nothing left. Like I'm
yeah.
just done.
And you know what? Like being unique, being yourself is kind of like a freaking superpower.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you have no idea how many open like doors can open in your life by just being you.
No,
Like it's insane.
absolutely. Because the second you start figuring out who you are and becoming who you are, you like
That sounds
you
like
glow.
purpose to me.
Oh my
I've heard a lot
gosh.
of dudes. They talk, I don't know. There's like these clothing brand that they always talk about purpose. It's really
Oh,
funny.
is it really?
Anyways, dude, but how can you like? It's funny because I think with guys it's the same thing. I think it's more with girls for sure, but I've seen it with guys, and it's so funny because like I've sat down with a lot of dudes like this that they trying to fit in or they want to be like everybody else, and they pretend to be happy, they pretend to be confident or fulfilled, whatever. And I've sit down with these guys, and I'm like, you guys can have wise and go deep down into their hearts, and they're not confident, they're not happy, they're not fulfilled. Like, you look them straight in the eye, you look into their freaking soul, and you can dig the dirt and like realize that they're not what they say they are. No. You know, so he's like, it's insane because even though they portray it on freaking Instagram and Snapchat and social media and all this BS, that they're like living the life, they're not. Because confidence, fulfillment, and happiness, it's a formula that starts by figuring out what you want to do with your life, being yourself.
Yeah, figuring out who you are.
So what would you tell to a girl, for example, that struggles with that is kind of like trying to like fit in but feels awkward with herself, she's not confident or fulfilled, so she's just trying to figure it out because the pressure, the competition, her friends, family, freaking society and culture? What would you say to her?
Well, it's hard to say because every girl is different. The way that I figured out how to be true to myself and figure out how to be happy is I stopped being ashamed of all the things that I liked. And so, quite frankly, it's like there's trends. There's always trends and styles, hairstyles, you know. And so, for me as a girl, the trend right now is really tight crop tops and
tight what?
Tight crop tops. So it's a shirt. You don't need to understand. You're a guy. We're speaking to the girl. It's a shirt that's just cut in half.
Oh, you
and so it's really and so it's
I'm
really
not sure
short.
Wearing those things.
Oh, please
I
don't.
can flex my abs.
No. But anyways, so the style right now is big baggy pants, crop tops, you know. But I've tried fitting in. I've tried getting with the style, but I don't feel comfortable.
Why did you try?
Because it sucks being cast out. It sucks sitting on the outside.
Yeah.
Like, I've been there. I've been there majority of my life. I've always stood out, you know? And it was like almost like a curse / a blessing. It's like I always stood out when I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be just like everyone else, but it never worked. I was always too loud. I was just always different. And so the more I tried,
but people don't understand that that's freaking cool, dude. Like, whenever I go out with girls, I'm like, dude, everybody's the same. But when I meet a girl that is freaking different, like, I can tell like right away. Like, real recognizes real. Like, quality recognizes quality people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's like freaking common sense. I don't know why for guys and girls it's so hard to understand.
Well, when you're constantly getting say you're in this group of friends and everyone's like, oh my gosh, do you see that chick? She's wearing like skinny jeans. That was so out of style. Or like, ew, that did not look good. And me, I like skinny jeans. They look good on me. They make me feel good. But the way that everyone talks about skinny jeans, it makes you not want to wear them. It's like, oh, I don't want to be that girl that's getting talked about.
Would you say that first you gotta be like, just be cool by yourself, or like F everybody kind of a thing?
No, I'm saying you got to be okay with yourself.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means that no matter what people say, you know what you like, and nobody's opinion's going to change that. No matter how many people told me they hated my hair growing up, I still never changed it because deep down I did like it. Deep down, I didn't want to change it. Did I want to fit in? Yes. Did I want to stop being the outcast and being have all these terrible jokes made about me? Yeah, of course I did. But that wasn't who I was. No matter how many times I went to go change my hair, deep down I couldn't do it because I was denying who I was. Like, I literally was like, okay, picturing myself like with blonde hair or brown hair, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. And so why try so hard to be someone who I'm not supposed to be than just embrace myself? One thing my parents did really well was just teach me that it was okay to be you. It was okay to be different. I've always been different since I come from a huge family. I'm the third oldest out of 8 kids.
That's it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's it. Yeah. No, so I've always been different. I came from a big family. We didn't have a whole lot of money. We never got big extravagant trips. We've never been to Disneyland. We never ate out, you know. Like, even to this day, people are like, dude, have you been to Subway? No. And everyone's like, what?
You've never been to Subway?
No, I've never been to Subway.
What the heck is that?
Yeah, see, that is the thing.
Exactly.
Like, and it's, yeah, see, what the heck is wrong with you? Dude, that's the way I was raised.
Come on,
With
there's
8
Subway in
kids,
Philly.
with 8 kids, you didn't have the money to eat out.
I agree. It's a big
We were always told there's food at home.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know that saying more than anyone.
That's interesting.
And so me, if I wanted anything in my life, if I wanted to go on a trip, if I wanted this, I had to work for it. I didn't have an allowance. Are you kidding me? An allowance for 8 freaking kids?
What's an allowance?
An allowance is basically where your parents give you money for just oh my gosh, you clean the kitchen? Oh, here's your weekly allowance. Yeah. I mean, that's freaking bullcrap.
So you learn a lot of skills.
Oh, absolutely. That's great. I had my own designated day to do the kitchen where I'm wiping off the counters, I'm washing all the dishes, I'm loading the dishwasher, I'm sweeping the floor, I'm mopping the floor, and I wasn't allowed to go to bed until that was 100% done.
You know what? I think this is a huge problem, and I've said this way before. I mean, a lot of times before, that when it comes with girls and stuff, the entitlement is through the roof sometimes. Because, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's some level of respect, guys to girls, girls to girls, and guys to guys. But with girls specifically, I feel like here, a lot of them, they've always been told like, you deserve this, you deserve that, you deserve
nobody
X,
deserves
Y,
anything.
and Z. And I'm like, okay, I get it, but he's like, I would rather teach somebody that he's like, you get what you put in. Things are earned, not given. And I think a huge problem with girls is just because they think they're girls, they deserve the world. And that's completely wrong, because he's like, okay, it's not just freaking because you're a girl. You got to bring something else to the table. Like, what are you bringing? What skills, what value you're bringing? Because me as a dude, I'm bringing financial, mental, spiritual, like all this stuff. Like, what are you bringing? Because just being a girl, just being pretty.
I'm bringing the kids, but I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom.
It's like
the actual heck.
What do you think about it? Because I think that's a huge thing.
Quite frankly, I don't think anyone deserves anything.
I agree with that.
You have to work for everything in your life.
I agree.
Nothing. This goes back to my childhood. Nothing was handed to me. I had to work for everything. So at 15 years old, I worked my butt off, and I paid for myself and my dad to go to Iceland by myself. At 15 years old, I paid for me and my dad to go to Iceland.
That's awesome.
I got my uncle on board. I got my cousin, my older sister, and my older brother, and we all went to Iceland.
That's sick.
And so I convinced everyone, because I was passionate about it. That was something that I wanted, so I made it happen. Was I going to ask my mom for money? Heck no. My mom didn't have money.
Yeah.
So I came up with a way to make the money to go.
Yeah.
You want to know what I did?
OnlyFans?
Yeah, at 15 years old. Yeah. Homeboy, I didn't even get a phone until I was 13. 13.
Wait, what'd you do?
So, I was making cinnamon rolls. I was selling those. I was cleaning big black garbage cans, cleaning those. And I was breeding and selling hedgehogs.
You were selling what?
Hedgehogs.
What's that?
They're like...
Hedgehogs?
Hedgehogs.
What the hell was that?
They're like these little animals with like little spikes. They're so cute.
Do you know what that is? Okay.
Trust me, they were trending for a while. But
yeah,
I hopped on the grind early, man.
No, I think that's a huge thing. And I don't know, man. I think a lot of people, they just have so much resources that they forget to develop the skills. And I think with girls that happens a lot, because again, if you depend on the dude to do freaking... Okay, let's jump into this thing, because this is something I hate.
Yeah, okay.
Something when it comes to entitlement is that girls, they want the dude to do everything. To ask them out, to freaking pay for stuff, to freaking make their, like, build the life that they want, whatever, and the girl's just there. She's like a passive thing. And for me, that freaking pisses me off. It has to be like 100% of both sides. Like, for example, when a girl, like, waits for me to, like, freaking ask her the entire time, I'm like, bro, like, if you want me to do everything, like, I'm out. Yeah. It has to be, like, both ways.
Oh,
Not just because you're a girl, like, I'm going to do everything. Like, screw you. Like,
no, in a relationship, it takes effort. Yeah. Everything takes effort. If you want a relationship to work, you have to put in so much effort. And you can't half-ass it. It can't be 50-50, you know? Like, it does not work. It has to be 100 and 100. You can be giving 100, but if you're not receiving 100, the relationship's not worth it.
And you know what? I think... Tell me if I'm wrong or right. I don't know, but this is kind of like my opinion. I think for dudes, it's easier because they can be by themselves. But sometimes for girls it's harder for them to be by themselves.
No,
That's why they
absolutely.
want to be in a relationship or depend on somebody else, or be with someone or
Absolutely.
their friendship or friends or whatever.
No, absolutely.
What's your take on that?
So it all goes back to people aren't comfortable with themselves. They are constantly seeking validation. They can't be left alone with their thoughts because it terrifies them.
You know why?
Why?
Because this is something I've learned when it comes to like being by yourself. You get to truly know yourself and
Yeah.
see if you like yourself. But a lot of people, they don't like to be by themselves because they hate themselves.
Well, they don't want to know who they actually are.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be different. They're going to stand out.
Not just that, maybe by being by yourself, you're going to realize that there's a lot of things that you don't like and the truth hits you. And you're like, it messes you up. And it's not like, oh, love yourself, be okay, and all these BS that you hear on freaking Instagram. Because he's like, if you love yourself, you got to go to the gym. You're going to read books. You're going to develop skills. You're going to work on yourself. You're going to develop a better relationship with God. It's not just like stay the same.
No.
If you love yourself, you're going to take care of yourself. So part of being okay with yourself and like loving yourself is recognize the truth. I'm not saying what could be or what might be. Look in the mirror.
Yeah.
And this is for guys and girls. Look in the mirror. Look at your areas in your life, financially, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Look where you're going in life. Look at your body. Look at like your goals. Look at your skills. Do you like what you see? Look at the truth. And if you don't like it, guess what? You can change it. That's the best thing in the world. And dude, I remember like a few years ago, I looked myself in the mirror and I hated what I saw. But then I realized that there's a lot of things that I can control in my life, which is, I would say, is like 90% of what I probably more, what I do in life. I can control what I read. I can control what I eat. I can control what I listen to, what I watch, and how I take care of my body. I can control if people treat me wrong or they say crap to me, I can control how I respond to that. Mm-hmm. There's so much in your control. And a lot of people, they don't want to do that because they don't want to take ownership. They don't want to take responsibility. You know why? Because it takes freaking effort to change that. Because once you recognize that it's on you, not your parents, your brother, your friends, your freaking boyfriend or girlfriend, your partner, or freaking whatever, like it's on you, it's like overwhelming. It puts the power in you, not in other people.
Yeah.
So.
No, absolutely. And it just goes back to nobody has any work ethic nowadays. Nobody knows how to work. They all expect it to be handed to them. They're like, oh, well, I clean my apartment, so I should just...
You're talking about guys or girls?
I'm talking about freaking everyone.
Everybody?
Nobody has any work ethic. Like, don't get me wrong. I am someone that's just like, work, do it, get the crap done, but... And it makes dating pretty hard. Like, my standards are pretty dang high, and I expect a lot.
You know what? I like that, though, because I feel like... Well, I don't feel like it's just that I know a lot of people, guys and girls, they have like, oh, I want this. This is my standard. This is what I'm looking for in a guy. He has to be this money, relationship with God. I'm like, all right, you can have a list or like expectation or a standard, but do you have those things? Because if you don't, like, get the hell out away from me. Like, don't tell you like that's so entitled, bro.
Okay, this is what irritates.
That's something I always tell my friends when they're like, oh yeah, I want a girl that fits, that's fed, goes to the gym, friggin' spiritually and all this stuff. And I look at them, and I'm like, bro, like, first of all,
look at yourself.
You don't even go to the gym.
Oh my gosh, see, it's so double standard.
You barely go to church. You do like,
yeah, okay, okay.
So he's like,
no,
you can't ask for things you're not willing to put in the table.
Yeah, no, it is so freaking double standard. It pisses me off because it's like, oh well, with my wife, when I get married, it's like she has to be fit, she has to be smart, she has to look good all the freaking time. But it's like, homeboy, what are you freaking doing? You're literally sitting on the couch playing your freaking video games. What do you bring to the table? Okay, if you expect me to be fit and attractive and be a freaking MILF, you better be a freaking DILF, Like, don't come at me.
I love
Turn the question back on you.
Yeah.
And ask yourself, what do I bring to the table? Okay, that frustrates me because another thing that guys say that, seriously irritates me so much is, oh my gosh. Okay.
Just say it.
It's, I'm waiting to get married to start my life.
I've never.
Are you freaking kidding
me? Girls.
Guys.
I've heard it more from girls than
no,
dudes.
I've heard it. Well, I'm not dating girls, so I'm only hearing it from guys. So.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
No, but it's every guy every guy, okay, not every guy.
They
There are
did
some
say every guy.
there's exceptions, but majority of guys that I've talked to, it's always like, "Oh yeah, I'm waiting to get married to start my life." Homeboy, you've been living for 23 years and you haven't done anything with your life? Whatever the freak you're doing right now is exactly what you're going to be doing while you're married. You're just going to have someone sitting right next to you.
Yeah.
If you want to have the life of, adventure, climbing, you're rock climbing, literally anything. If you want to have a life of adventure and fun and fulfillment, and all you're doing right now is sitting on the couch, how in the heck do you expect to have that life?
I agree.
You're not, yeah, sure, maybe you'll marry someone like that. No, you won't. You won't, because they're already out there.
Okay, I have another question for you, because I believe that a lot of girls, they don't want to step up, be unique, be different, like just not be like fit in with the group because they're scared of what people might say about them. I mean, I look at you, for example, and I freaking like love our friendship because he's like, we have the same freaking brain. But I can see how, because this happens to me too, how other guys or girls, they feel like intimidated to the thing for the things I say. But like coming from a girl, guys can feel intimidated, girls can feel intimidated. You're not for everybody. That's the thing.
Oh no.
So they're scared of what other people might say, how others might look at them and stuff like that. So what would you say to that for the consequences of stepping up, being unique, being yourself? Because you're gonna get some opposition and some criticism and stuff like
absolutely. The second you step up, yeah, it gets pretty lonely, because you know what? You realize it's like, I don't want to just waste my time with all these people that are just, quite frankly, just sitting around wasting their time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does get lonely, but the second you start working on yourself and bettering yourself, oh my gosh, you do. It's like this weight has been lifted off, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can breathe.
Yeah.
I have so much potential. I can do so much stuff. But it's like, it's a little bit scary, because now it's on you. If you want to do that stuff, you have to be the one initiating it. You have to be the one doing it. You can't be waiting for, oh, well, so I want to go on a hike, but I don't want to go hike by myself. So I'm going to wait for my friend to get off work. And then, by the time they get off work, they don't have enough energy and they don't want to do it. And so do you end up going on a hike? No. Do you end up going to the gym? No. It's like, you have to take action. That's the thing, is like, life is all about action and doing it. Because quite frankly, everyone thinks it's just gonna happen. Oh, I want to be fit. I want to be, attractive. I want to be healthy. But oh, I don't want to go to the gym by myself. I don't want to go grocery shopping and eat healthy. And so they expect everybody else to do it. Oh, I don't want to meal prep by myself. I'll convince a friend to do it with me. They're not gonna do it. Someone has to take action and take initiative. Nobody knows how to take initiative anymore.
How was the process for you to get where you are right now with that mentality? Because for me, I remember that started in 2020 when I cut off all of my friends, because then I realized, dude, these people are full of crap. Like, I love these guys, but I found my purpose. I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I have goals now. I'm like, I need to step up, and it was hell. But then it was one of the best decisions I ever made, because I became independent emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, and I became free. And I didn't depend on other people. If nobody wants to do it with me, I don't give a crap. I'll do it by myself. How was that process for you?
It was really hard.
When was it?
I think it was.
Is it still happening? Was it before?
No, I've definitely gotten out of it. I would say it's probably like a year and a half ago. Before I met you, that's for sure. My life kind of just it just plummeted. It just totally fell down.
Wait, what happened?
So I wasn't okay with myself. I couldn't be by myself. And I relied on everybody else for my happiness.
Why you couldn't be by yourself? You didn't like yourself?
I didn't like.
And stuff like that?
I had so many insecurities. I stopped embracing who I was. I stopped doing the things that fulfilled me and made me who I am. I started denying myself. I stopped embracing myself. I stopped being true to who I was. And I tried to fit in to a friend group. I lowered my standards for a guy that I felt like total crap for, like, around. I felt like nothing. And he could see the power that he had over me, and that he could convince me and make me feel less than. And quite frankly, it's like, he scored. He was, quite frankly, he wasn't as good as I could get, but I was as good as he could get, because he he was total trash, and he knew it. And so he dragged me down. He pushed me even further to make me feel like crap. So I would stay, you know? Because if I don't believe in myself, if I don't think I'm worth anything, but this guy thinks I'm oh so amazing, why would I ever leave? You know, why would I think that there's better? Who would want someone that's terrible and just a piece of crap, oh, you're not all that great, Totally belittled me. And so I became very dependent. Like I was like, oh, I had to be around him because he was the only person that made me feel good, like made me feel like worthwhile. And it sucked. And it got to a point where it was either him or my family. Like he got in between me and my family. And something about me is my family is so important to me. I come from a very tight, close family, and I would do anything for my family. Like they are so important to me. And it, quite frankly, I almost chose him because he was so good at playing the victim and making me believe everything that he said, to the point where, yeah, oh my gosh, of course my parents are wrong. Of course they don't see such, like, what an amazing guy he is. No, they could see everything that I couldn't. They were on the outside and they could see exactly what he was doing to me. They could see exactly how he was belittling me, making me feel less than, because I have so much potential. I have
I agree.
so much that I want to do in life.
Yeah.
I want to rule the world, basically. Not own the world or anything, but I have so many things that I want to accomplish. I have so many goals, and he took all of them. He made me have zero goals. He made me not even want to do anything. He made me feel like I needed him. You don't need anyone. You need yourself.
Yeah.
And so it was really hard. I almost chose him over my family. And anybody who knows me is like, the fact that I almost gave up my family, it's huge. It is huge.
You know what? Uh, I feel that because I know a lot of girls that because they don't know their value or their worth, or they're not doing things in their lives to increase their value, they jump into relationships or they're with guys or with people, whatever, and dude, they tolerate things that they shouldn't tolerate. I mean, you get what you tolerate at the end of the day, but
Oh, absolutely.
I've seen it, for example, with well, my mom, for example. My parents are getting divorced right now, and it was a really toxic relationship after like 32 years. And I remember I came back from Uruguay in 2020, and I decided to stay uh, because I wanted to help her. Because I saw some things in my house, and I was like, dude, that's not normal, bro.
It's not okay.
And I look at my mom, and she's like the most amazing person in the world. Not just because she's my mom. She's my mom, but he's like, she's my role model. And I was like, Mom, don't get me wrong. I don't think people deserve anything, but you've earned a lot. You
Mm-hmm.
started a business. You raised 6 freaking kids by yourself. You were a convert in the church. You had cancer. You beat cancer in your life. Your dad freaking killed himself when he was like 40, and you pushed through it. There's so much hell that you've been through in your life, and you don't deserve you've earned way better than this relationship with that you have with my dad. So I remember that now they're getting divorced, but like the main thing that I saw that changed her, it was I helped her realize her value.
Her worth.
And I'm not just saying like fake value or like everybody has value for sure, but she has done so much in her life that her worth and value was through the roof. So I was like, Mom, like you've earned way better than this. And I remember I agree with everything you're saying right now because I know that happens a lot. And a lot of people don't know their worth, don't know their value, and they jump into relationships or do things or tolerate things that they haven't earned. I mean, I don't know, like knowing that's why I love purpose so much and like looking inside of you and realize that you matter, like your identity and what God thinks of you. Because then you start with the spiritual area, and then I'm like, hey, dude, I matter. Like I have worth. I'm important. My influence matters
Mm-hmm.
to people, and then you start like you have confidence. Now you have true
Well,
confidence,
now you
and
know.
then you start building from there. You
Yep.
become freaking invincible.
Yep.
You know. Because if you start with the spiritual confidence of figuring out your purpose, who you are, what God wants from you, what you're here to do, then you're going to realize that there's a lot of high expectations. You're here to do great things. Same conversation I had with you the other day. Like, you're here to do X, Y, and Z and all this stuff. Now you improve your finances, your spiritual area, your mental area, because you're going to realize that when you figure out your purpose, God has a huge standard in all areas in your life. So you got to do more work. And then by doing that, as a byproduct, your value and confidence increase. And then you don't tolerate anything because you're like, dude, I know who I am. I know what I
you
do.
know how you're supposed to be treated.
Yeah.
You know what you deserve.
Yeah.
And that is one thing. What?
You know what you burn.
No, you know what you deserve. Oh, yeah, true.
Right.
Right. Okay. I'll give it to you. You're right. No, but
it's sad because a lot of girls, they are right now, and they stay for years in that situation that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
So what was the key point for you to move on, to change, to realize, dude, I got to do something? What happened?
I wanted my own opinion. So I took a step back from everything. I took a step back from my family, and I took a step back from the guy. And I reevaluated myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be honest.
Be honest.
When my parents were sitting there saying, dude, Chloe, you can do so much better. Like, he's not treating you well. This just sucks. I was like, no, you're wrong. And I started defending him. But
because of the dependence that you had.
Yeah. It was because I had to admit that I was wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't want to admit that I was wrong, that I chose the wrong guy. It's okay. We all make mistakes. It's okay to be in a relationship that you didn't see the red flags.
Let's recognize that before we move on and keep on going with your story. You want to stay and you don't listen to a lot of people because people want to feel that they matter. They want to feel important. And if you can't feel that by yourself and somebody else makes you feel that, that's freaking dangerous. Yeah. So first you got to recognize that. Okay, what else happened in you? Like, to move on after that. You recognize that? your family's telling you all this stuff?
Well, I spaced now, man. You took the spotlight. No, just kidding.
Sorry, but we got to make like key points.
No, I know. I get it. No, I wanted to have my own opinion. I was done hearing everybody's side of the story. I wanted my own side of the story. I wanted something that I knew for a fact. So I took a step back. And when this second I took a step back and just for myself.
What does that look like? What does step back mean to you?
I took a break from everyone. I took a break from my family. I took a break from the guy. And I was by myself, which is very scary. It's almost terrifying to be by yourself because it's like,
it's beautiful though.
You start realizing so many things.
Yeah.
It's like, because when I was by myself, I was really able to sit there and picture the life that I wanted.
Yeah.
And then I put the guy in the picture that I wanted, in the life that I wanted.
You're like, he
didn't fit.
Yeah.
And so I tried to picture the life that I would have with him. And there was nowhere near anything that I wanted. Not even close. Not even half of what I wanted. It was a fraction of what I wanted. And I knew right then and there I would be miserable if I stayed. And so the second I started taking a step back and I started thinking for myself, he didn't like that. And he really started to show his true colors. And that was when I was like, I'm done. And I cut ties. And he still continued to harass me. It almost got to the point where I almost put a restraining order against him because he was having his friends follow me and take pictures of me and send them to him. He was calling me all sorts of names. Like, he was calling and complaining to my parents. Like, it was bad. Like, it got pretty bad. And I was like, I can't believe that I even thought about getting with you, like staying with you. It made me sick to the point where I was like, who am I? Who do I want to be? Because the person I was with him, that was no one. That was not Chloe. And I from then on, I have raised my standards so high, and I know how I'm supposed to be treated. I know who I want, how I want to be treated, and who I want to become. And if I'm not going to be pushed or motivated, and if people are going to be like, if they're not going to be okay with me changing, I don't want them. Because life is all about change. If you're not growing, if you're not changing and you're staying,
you're done.
Yeah, Like, if you're not, there was this quote that I've been told several times that really, really helped me. It's, if they're not pushing you, if you're not progressing with them, they're holding you back.
Yeah.
You're digressing. It's like holding on a bag of rocks while trying to swim up.
Yeah.
If they're not helping you swim and you're just pulling dead weight, you're falling backwards. You're drowning. You cannot progress if they are not working on themselves. I always say, like, in a relationship, this is what I want. I want them to live their life. I want to live my life, and I want to live a life together. When
That's
people,
powerful.
oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely,
Yeah.
because when people get into a relationship, they give up everything.
Yeah.
They stop hanging out with their friends. They stop their hobbies because it's, well, I have to invest in my relationship. I have to work on my relationship. Yes, you do, but you also have to work on yourself. If you do not take time for yourself, how are you supposed to see all the red flags? How are you supposed to see and know what to change and what to work on?
I have a rule that is like, if I'm not happy, confident, or fulfilled by myself, I can't be with anybody else. That's
If
how I live my life.
if you can't love yourself, how in the world is anybody else supposed to love you?
I agree.
It's that simple.
I
It's
agree.
People think it's way more complicated than that. No, it's like you have to be okay. You have to love yourself. The second you can love yourself, you're not going to be chasing after a relationship. You're not going to be chasing after people. The second you become okay with yourself, everything starts coming to you because you're okay. You're not chasing after. The more you chase after something, the further it gets. The more the
That's true.
more you sit there and you're okay, and it's like, you know what? I'm okay with myself. I know what I want. It's the law of attraction. It will come to you. And it's the most powerful thing ever. So the key thing to be successful is be okay with yourself. Figure out who you are. You're not going to be like your
And that
family.
that comes by taking a step back and like be alone,
Yeah.
being by yourself. Like you have to like, I'm not saying cut your friends, but I'm saying like put some people away and realize,
Boundaries.
yeah,
Have
that I
boundaries.
agree because every person that I know, they have like that process that they cut everybody off, their families, friends, and they figure out who they were or like what they want to. And I'm not saying that, oh, find yourself and all these BS. Like I'm not saying that.
No.
I'm saying that be cool being by yourself.
Yeah.
Be confident by yourself. Be fulfilled by yourself. Be happy by yourself, and then
And
start sharing
work
that
on
with people
yourself.
and work on yourself. And if you're not there yet, well, you can get there. Build skills, create a structure, set some goals in your life, find your purpose, figure out where you want to go in life in 20, 30, 40, 50 years, where you want to be, what kind of person you want to become, what you want your life to look like, what kind of dad, mom,
So
husband, mother, sister, business, whatever the heck you want to do with your life, you know?
this is one thing I've noticed with a lot of people, and I've told this to you so many times
I'm scared of what
because you know I'm right.
Oh, what? That like
So
Chloe, you gotta understand something though.
what?
You're never
Oh,
right.
shut your
If we're
mouth.
having a conversation, I'm right.
Shut up.
And if you come out and say you're right,
You
you're
have
right.
come to me and be like, all right, yeah, Chloe, I understand what you're saying. You're right.
I agree. I'll
And
give you that for sure.
so this is what I've noticed is people are like, this is the life that I want. This is the life that I'm working on. So you're in this line, you're working on you, you're progressing. They find someone that they think is attractive, that they like, and they're on this path.
They go out of their way.
They go so far out of their way to convince this person to jump on their track.
Yeah.
You are trying so hard, and you know what you do is you forget about your track. You forget about your path because you're so obsessed with this. Like, they have to be. They're the one. They're perfect. They're gonna fit. Once I can get them in my life, they're gonna fit.
It's
No.
that advice when you told me that, I took it to heart.
Powerful.
It was powerful. I'll be honest with you. I'll give you the credit because I took it to heart.
Because
Because
it's
I would go out of my way and like my goals and
you would
purpose and
try
everything.
and
And I
make
was like,
them
what the hell am I doing? Like,
fit.
it's not even worth it. And you know, the worst thing is that I see a lot of my friends that it's sad to see, especially like recently. Just like, I don't know, dude. I think the power of a girl.
We're powerful.
That what you guys having dudes, it's insane. It's
No,
insane. I've seen
but
guys freaking go back to church because of a girl, like leave the church, or like dudes that are freaking like a mess, clean everything, like all this stuff, like change the way they
yeah,
dress, the
but
way they
I don't
speak,
think that's
everything.
very healthy. They
I
have to do it
don't.
for themselves
I
because
agree.
they want to
No,
do
I
it.
agree.
Not to impress this girl to make them fit in her
Dude, I
life.
agree. I always tell my friends, I'm like, guys, I'm literally the only dude that when I have a girlfriend or like whatever, I bring a girl around, I'm the same dude.
Yeah.
You guys, what are you? A
I
girl
no no
comes in
no.
your life, you guys freaking
I've
like,
called you out and you're like, no, no, no.
wait, me?
Yeah, I've
What are you
called you out.
talking about?
Right?
Dude, I'm the same dude.
We won't say names, but that's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay.
you don't have to say names, but I'm literally, you can't say that. I'm literally,
No, but okay,
I'm like literally
let
the
me
only dude that's
let me help you picture this. It's
yeah,
like
cool, girl.
say okay,
Sure,
so going
Let's get
back
out of here.
shut up.
Right?
Going back to the
Shut
path.
up.
Going back to the path.
I don't want to do this body.
It's okay, let me explain it in a different way. It's like you're starting a puzzle. The puzzle's your life, you know, all the goals that
We're
you're
gonna say
working
something
towards.
before we get it's hard.
What, doing a puzzle?
No, it's hard. It's good looking for sure.
Shut up! Oh my gosh!
So I had to let it tell you out there.
Shut up. Anyways, let me get back to my thing. So, say you're building a puzzle. Your puzzle's your life. You're sitting there, you have your goals, you have your ambitions, you have you that you're working on, everything, okay? You're building a puzzle. You find this one person, you find this girl, you find this guy, you know, in a completely different box, completely different puzzle. You're like, oh my gosh, this is the missing piece. You take that puzzle piece, trying to put it in you're trying to put it in your puzzle. It's the last piece, you know, you're trying to shove it in there, you're trying to make it work. It doesn't fit. If you're going so far out of your way to make someone else fit in your puzzle, aka your life, it's not going to work.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, I agree.
You have to continue on your because the second you start chasing after them and trying to make them fit, you completely forget about your whole life, your whole goal, your whole plan, you know?
Yeah.
So you really need to take a step back and be like, wait, is this someone else's puzzle piece or is this mine? Am I trying too hard to make them fit because they're the one, they're literally the perfect piece?
Let me add something to this. And I love this quote, like literally changed my life. Think of that happens a lot because of the emotions, because the being too in love, or I like this person a lot, and a lot of people do dumb things with emotions.
Nobody knows what the word "I love you" means anymore.
I agree. Think of the word. I didn't want to.
All right. Carry on.
The disrespect.
Oh boy, I've seen your relationships.
Hey,
oh, nobody calls me out. I'm the same.
Hey, I'm
jumping there a little too quick,
buddy.
Listen, you jump in there a little too quick.
I agree.
And then you know what? 2 weeks later, it's like, oh yeah, I broke up. Oh, okay.
Hey, why are you gonna call me out in my shop?
We're being real.
Yeah, I know. I like it, but hey, I'll learn.
Do it.
I'll learn. What I'm trying to say is, we all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes, but if you don't learn from them, they're pointless.
I agree, but I've learned. You have to learn. But what I'm trying to say is that the worst, like real talk, the worst decisions you ever made in your life are based on emotion. You were sad, angry, in love, freaking happy, or whatever. The best decisions you're ever going to make are based on truth and facts, like looking at the truth. And then if you can add emotion to that, perfect. Yeah. A lot of people, when they jump into relationships, they get the dopamine and freaking, oh, I like this person, I like this girl, I like this guy, and they forget about everything you just said about their lives, their goals, their structure, their purpose, and everything they're going, that what they're doing in their lives because of the emotion. Suffocated. And then they realize, dude, it's like the emotion takes control, you're screwed. Oh. That's why you have to see the truth. You have to be real with yourself. You have to see the facts. Dude, and this is something I've learned that's helped me a ton. Like when I go out with girls, whatever, they can be like really cute or whatever, but I can turn it sounds bad, but it's like I can turn off my emotion so good. And it's like, all right, I just look at the facts. This conversation that I'm having with this girl, her goals, her values, her personality, her character, like what she's doing. Is she going to help me fulfill my purpose? Yes or no? And I'm like, all right, she's cute, but not really. She's not going to help me. And I'm like, hey, you know what? That was good. Thank you. Have a good day.
It goes back to
no emotion.
It goes back to if they're not pushing you, they're dragging you down.
Yeah. But again, a lot of people, and especially girls, because you guys are way more emotional than us, is like you jump into these relationships or you depend on these people, whatever, because of the emotion,
Yeah.
you know. So that's a dangerous place to be, and you gotta, yeah.
You
That's
gotta
why
find
having a lot of things
balance.
going on in your life is great, and that happens a lot. For example, with breakups, people like are miserable because that was the thing going on in their lives. That's why you have to create
It
evidence.
goes back to it becomes their whole identity.
Yeah,
When they're in a relationship, it becomes their whole identity. It's the only thing they talk about, it's the only thing that they do. They completely forget about them.
yeah.
It all becomes about the other person, which isn't a bad thing, but you have to find that balance. You still have to continue to live your own life.
You know what? This is something I've learned recently, and it sounds bad, but honestly, it's just the truth. If you like, just sit down and think about it. At the end of the day, it's just you.
Yeah.
Like you can have a partner, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband or a wife, whatever, friends, your family, but at the end of the day, it's just you and God. Because like people come and go. The reality is that the people that you care and that you love the most are always, I mean, they're gonna disappoint you at some point. And you gotta learn to be okay with that. You know, you gotta be okay with not receiving help sometimes. You gotta be okay with like not having help from somebody or
And that is why
expecting from
it's so
people.
important
Yeah.
to be okay
And that,
with
yeah,
yourself.
that's something that I've learned these couple of weeks because I don't know, I think because I love to give and I care a lot of people, I care a lot for people. I've been screwed over by a lot of people that I care that I consider my freaking brothers or like my family. And it's sad because people change. You know, it is the
No?
way it is. You never get to know people, you know, like I don't know, like this is a conversation I was having with my mom. I'm like, dude, you've been married with my dad for like 33 years and now he's doing things that you were like, what the heck is this guy? Like you never know. You never finish knowing someone, you know.
Mhm.
So that's why real talk is that it's just you. Like that's just the reality. You know, if you depend on people to come and help you, dependence and relying is way different. I don't depend on anybody, but I can rely on friends.
Oh
If
yeah.
I have to talk to somebody, call somebody, like it's cool for
Yeah,
sure.
you know me, I'll come through.
Yeah, I know you're gonna come through, but I think that's a huge thing, especially with girls as well, because they depend a lot on other people, and I mean it's a really dangerous place to be for sure.
No, absolutely.
Um, but yeah, dude, we've been talking for like an hour now. But is there anything else that you want to address that we were talking about that you think is real important?
No, I
We talk
just
about being unique, stereotypes, freaking entitlement,
it just all comes
gym.
back to be true to who you are. Take a step back from all your friends, your family. It's okay to change. I struggled with that for a long time because I thought if I changed, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm lying to everyone. I was a fake for the past few years, you know? They're not going to know who I am. The truth is, I didn't know who I am. This life is all about growth and it's all about change. If you're
Yeah,
not changing, you're not living your life.
yeah, I agree.
And so it is okay to change. It is okay. See, this is this is my problem is I never wanted to embrace my feminine side. I always had these walls. I always had them really, really sky high. And quite frankly, everyone called me Alpha Chloe because I always had to be bigger, better, stronger. You know, no one can hurt me, no one can touch me. But you know what I realized trying to embrace my feminine, sweet, soft side is I am actually so much more powerful
Yeah,
being the soft, sweet, tender, feminine side of me. I have so much more power over myself, over who I want to be, over just quite frankly everything in my life. When I was the alpha macho Chloe, I was I was miserable. I had so many walls up that
because you couldn't connect with people.
I couldn't
Yeah,
connect. I couldn't be real. But I thought I was because, I was being straightforward. I was being blunt. I was being aggressive.
it's
I
not
was
about
being in your
that.
face.
Yeah,
It's not.
no,
But it is okay to change. And it is okay to be soft. In my case, it's okay to be soft and it's okay to be gentle and it's okay to be sweet.
I think at the end it's not being sorry. It's showing your freaking heart.
Yeah.
It's showing who you. dude, and I can relate to that because I mean, in this show, like I've shared a lot of things that I've gone through in my life that it took me to a point that I'm like, you know what, screw everybody. Like, and I literally caught all my emotions and I'm a sensitive dude. I'm an
But it's
emotional dude.
okay to
But
feel.
listen, so I cut all of those things off and I took it. I'm an extremist, so I took it to the extreme
Yeah,
at a point that like crap was going down and like it didn't even like get me. I wouldn't even cry. And I was like, dude, like, this is not me, dude. And like, I'm like,
you're miserable.
I'm an emotional dude. When I talk to people, when I share my story, when I share my heart,
You're
I cry.
passionate.
I'm
Yep.
passionate about it. Like I can't even do those things. And I'll talk to my friends, and my mom was like, "Dude, I need that part of Ben back, because that makes me me.
Makes you
That's
human.
yeah." And whenever I speak now, or when I give talks or like events or something like that, well, guys, next week, TEDx coming in March 23rd, it's gonna be fire. But whenever I do that, I'm like, I'm sharing my heart with people and my soul, and I truly feel that I connect with people. And I'm like authentic, like I show my heart and I just keep it real. Like, dude, this is who I am. Like, no loss. This is who I am with my flaws, with my insecurities, with my freaking strengths, with everything. This is me.
Yeah.
Love it or hate it, but this is me. Like, just keep it real. But I realized, because, yeah, I can relate to that. Because, I'm an emotional dude. Now, because I was too sensitive, I realized the freaking life and the world and people hurt me a lot. So I needed to develop a way so I can be tough and mental tough and like protect myself. But there's always kind of like a balance
It's
of
called boundaries.
yeah,
Boundaries and
not
balance.
yeah, not just boundaries, but I'm saying that there's some things that don't get me anymore. Like I don't care what people, bro. I have people freaking talk crap about me a lot, and I don't give a crap.
No.
Before it would really get me, but now I'm like, all right, screw you, bro. Like I'll cut your
It
throat
all
mentally.
comes back
You know?
to focus on the things that you can control.
Yeah.
Do not let other people control you. So when you're irritated and frustrated about something, about someone else, that they are controlling your emotions. Take a step back and ask yourself, why am I so irritated about this? Like, what is it? Because they forgot one little thing, because they're late, because they changed the time, and you were dead set on that time or something. Take a step back and be like, I couldn't control that.
Dude, I think something that something well to start wrapping it up, but I think something is real important. We all have something that makes us us, that
Yeah.
makes you you.
Yeah.
And I truly believe it's real important to sit down with yourself and with your thoughts and look in the mirror and think and see what makes me me,
Ask
what
yourself.
makes me unique, what
Ask
makes me
yourself.
Ben, what makes me like Chloe,
Yeah.
and like be take pride on those things, because like that's literally your superpower, and it's different from all of us, for all of us. But I think that's the beauty on it. Because if we're all the same, dude, like I mean,
It's
especially
boring.
here, it's boring, bro. It's annoying. Like
We all
especially
have
here, because
so
everybody
many
wants,
different paths
yeah,
and different potentials and different thoughts and different ideas. If we're trying to be so much alike like everybody else, how are we going to come up with anything new?
yeah.
How are we going to have a different conversation than the basic, oh, what are you up to? Oh, nothing.
Hey,
Cool.
you want to hang out?
Yeah.
Hanging
You
out,
want to hang out?
yeah,
You know? It's like, be you. If something irritates you, if you're passionate about something, express it. Talk about it.
yeah,
If someone is annoyed by it, who cares? You like it. You want to talk about it.
yeah,
They don't want to listen. They don't have to listen.
yeah.
If you want to go on a rant, go on a rant. You know, that's basically what I do with you. I just go on your I just go on rant and you're like, dang, yeah. But it changes things up. It
Yeah.
makes you unique. It makes you different because my thoughts are completely different than yours. We're very similar people, but I have completely different opinions than you.
Yeah, but
To the point where we actually have a conversation. We
yeah,
have disagreements. We have arguments, you
but
know?
the cool thing is that you're really mature, and then you like after we talk, you always realize that I'm always right. So like it changes your opinion for sure, you know. So that's really helpful. Anyway, guys, no, I agree. Like that's part of life, dude. Like disagreements, being different, having different opinions, like that's where the beauty of this world and culture relies on, and you
Yeah.
can find it.
Everyone is so unique in their
Yeah,
own way. No one's life is going to be exactly the same.
I agree.
That is why when you're sitting there trying to be like everybody else, you're denying who you are and you're going to be miserable because that's not your life you're living. You're living someone else's life.
I agree.
It's not who you are.
I agree.
So it all goes back to
And
be who you are.
I think we're so alike in that because from another country. I'm brown.
And what? I'm white.
I wear boots.
I got
My
some white
jeans.
boots.
You can see pretty Chileans everywhere. But no, dude, I've enjoyed the show, this episode. It's been really, really good. It's been the longest one, but I love it. Is like I know, like with you and I, we can talk a lot, and I think, I mean, people need to hear these things, and especially girls, because they need that freaking, like, a young girl that has their crap figured out and knows what she's doing. And I truly believe there's a lot of girls that if they could pay attention to what you're doing and your example and your mindset, this world would be completely different. Because I see what you do. It's not just blah 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 and just words. I see what you do, and it's all about being confident, fulfilled, and happy by yourself. And I see that in you. So I really want to, like, give you that credit,
Well,
because that's
thank
something
you.
that girls lack right now.
Yeah.
You know, they don't know who they are. They don't know their value.
We need to step
They don't
up.
know their worth. And that's something that it's a huge problem, because girls have so much power.
Oh my gosh.
And
And we put up with a lot of crap. We really do. And quite frankly, we shouldn't.
yeah,
We should be able to stand up for ourselves with being out without being told, "Oh my gosh, you're so high maintenance." It is okay. We know how we're supposed to be treated.
yeah,
We know our worth. So yeah, it may be high maintenance to you, but those are my standards.
yeah.
If someone tells you you're freaking high maintenance, drop them. If they don't think you're worth working for
What do you mean high
or
maintenance?
putting
So,
in
like,
effort,
like,
high maintenance can mean so many different things. Like I'm high maintenance in like I want to go do stuff. I don't want to sit around and watch
okay.
movies and stuff like that.
Because I thought you were talking about, like, I need to, like, do my hair, do my nails, do all this
Yeah,
stuff.
so that can be high maintenance.
Yeah, but it gets to a point, it's like too much. Like, that's the only thing.
Yeah, see, I'm high maintenance in a way where it's like, no, I don't want to just sit around and watch freaking movie after movie after movie after movie. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, call me high maintenance, but we're getting off our butt and we're gonna go freaking do
Yeah, but that's
something.
not high maintenance. That's like,
People have called me high maintenance for
you're
that.
active. That's the thing. It's not, you're not passive.
No. I'm high maintenance because they actually have to put work and effort in.
Yeah, that's retarded though. Whoever says that, like,
Yeah, you're telling me.
their phone numbers and I'll freaking, like, call them out.
No, it's a freaking joke. But it is okay to not accept the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Make them work. You know? But yeah, it all goes back to it has to be 100 and 100. They can't just be the only ones giving. You have to be giving. There was this.
Yeah,
Quote.
don't say, like, make them, not just make them work. You got to do your part too.
No,
like,
100%.
oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
100%. No, that's what I'm saying is like, yeah, they make sure that they're putting in effort, but make sure you're also giving the effort back.
100%.
But I don't know if I told you this quote the other day. I might have, but this quote, someone said this, and I was like, oh, this. But basically, oh, let's see if I butcher this or not. But it's say you're in a relationship and you're in the honeymoon phase, everything's going amazing, it goes great, your girlfriend's totally involved, she's loving you, she's being like giving and giving and giving, you're both giving and giving and giving, and then all of a sudden your relationship kind of like plummets, it goes downhill from then, and your girlfriend stops putting in effort, it's like, oh, she doesn't do this for me, doesn't do this for me, it's this or that, someone said that the oh jeez, I'm trying not to butcher it and I'm trying to like remember it spot on, but they're like, your girlfriend's treating you the way that you're treating her. And so if you don't like the way that she's treating you, change the way you're treating her.
I like it.
Yeah, because it goes back to, we can both be giving, you're giving your 100, you're giving your 100, and then
you get what you get.
Yeah. And so if you don't like the way that you're treating, it goes both ways. Yeah. Say you're in a relationship and you don't like the way that he's treating you, maybe you need to start giving and treating him the way that you want to be treated.
I agree. And you know what? I want to add this to what we're talking about. And about kind of like roles. Because, again, I truly believe and I know that girls have so much power. And I admire you guys. Like, I have really great examples of girls in my personal life and family and friends and stuff. So I'm super grateful for it. I truly believe the role of a dude is to provide and protect for his family and for his partner, and the role of the girl and the woman is to protect his partner and her partner and her family spiritually and nourish them. Which that's right there, it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. And that's something that girls really, really lack nowadays,
Because
because
everything's just handed to them.
yeah, but they lack that nourishment, spiritual strength, and all that stuff because sometimes we don't have it. So yeah, a lot of girls they just take that for granted because that's kind of like their superpower that they have. And I've seen it a lot that's why I always say that girls have power because they have those things. So, anyways, that was a good one.
No,
You
I think it's good.
wanna say something before we finish? What's your last message
What's my
to
last
our
message?
female audience?
Hmm. All I have to say is look in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I and who do I want to be? What is the life that I want to live? That's it.
I love it.
Figure it out.
It comes down to your identity and to
Comes
your
down
purpose.
to what is the life that you want to live?
Yeah.
Are you living it? If you're not, do it.
If you're not, get your crib together.
Yeah, seriously.
Anyways, hey, I appreciate you, Chloe, for this
Thank
one,
you.
guys. Thank you for listening. We had a really good episode today. Hopefully, you guys can uh, apply this stuff that Chloe mentioned. That we just talked about, not just listen to it, but we talked about it and apply it. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. That was really good.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Have a great week. Have a good baby. See you later.